Hello, today I'm going to be talking about trigonometry. What is trigonometry? It is used to find the side length and or angle of a triangle. What do we use to find it? We can use so, ka, and or toa to find it. But again, this only involves when we have a right angle 90 degree in our triangle. Trigonometry in our everyday life. We can use trigonometry in our everyday life to calculate the distance of 3 points. When we have 3 points that connect and that also make a triangle, we can use trigonometry. In this example, I have a bush and a building. The distance from the bush to the building I have, and also the angle of elevation. In this example, I have a right angle, but not always in life. We're not always going to have a perfect right angle. So we can also use where they're not always a right angle. See, as in this example, this butterfly, the distance from this flower, but also the distance from this butterfly to this flower. And the distance even between the two flowers. You can also find the angle between the two flowers. Now, what is so, ka, and toa? We can use one of these to find the angle or length of a right acute triangle. So, ka, and toa will depend on our triangle and our angle of reference. So what does this mean? So, ka, and toa are all ways we can use to find either angle or even the length of a right acute triangle. But they all have their own formulas, and if we mess them up and we don't calculate the right ones to use, it can mess up our whole side length angle of our triangle, which we don't want. So the formula for so is sin equals opposite over hypotenuse. If this is our angle of reference, the opposite side of your reference angles is always going to be your opposite side. So this is our opposite side. The longest side of every right angle triangle is going to be your hypotenuse. So this is our hypotenuse side. So we plug these two into our formula. Ka. The formula for ka is cos equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So if this is our angle of reference, this would be our opposite side. This is our longest side of our angle of our triangle, and so this is our hypotenuse. And that leaves us with this side length, so this has to be our adjacent side. So we plug these two into our formula. The formula for TOA is tan equals opposite over adjacent. So if this is our angle of reference, this has to be our opposite side. This is our longest side of our triangle, so this has to be our hypotenuse. So that leaves us again with this side length, so this has to be our adjacent side. So we plug these two into our formula. Now cosine law. What is cosine law? It is to find an angle and or length of an acute triangle. So this is a triangle that does not have a right angle, a 90-degree angle. This is how we label a triangle. So we have angle A, side A, opposite to each other. Angle B, side B, opposite to each other. Angle C, side C, opposite to each other. Now, when finding the length, we can use cosine law when two side lengths are given and an angle between the two side lengths. So right here, we have two side lengths are given. Between those two is our angle. So we can use cosine law to find either maybe the next side. When finding the angle, we can use cosine law when all the side lengths are given. We have all side lengths are given, and we can use two of them that touch each other. For example, here and here. This side and this side, we can plug it into our formula of cosine law, and this to find out this angle. This side length and this side length, we touch each other right here. We can find the angle right here. Sine law. What is sine law? It is used to find the side length and or angle of an acute triangle. Now you may be wondering, what's the difference between cosine law and sine law? There's really nothing much different, except there is one thing and one catch. We can only use sine law when we have at least one pair. Now, what does one pair mean? So let me explain in this example. This example, we have angle A and side A. We have angle A, which is 21 degrees. We have side A, which is 15 centimeters. We don't have angle B, but we have side B. We don't have angle C, and we don't have side C. So we have one pair, angle A, side A. Now we can use this one pair plus the opposite side of our angle that we're trying to look for, which is in this case B, and in this case we're looking for angle B. We can plug these two into our formula, this one too, sorry, to find angle B, because we have one pair using sine law. Now, sine law formula to find an angle, we would use sin A over A, sin B over B, side B, and sine C over side C. Now, the sine law formula to find side length, we would use side A over sine A, side length B over sine B, and side length C over sine C. These are some of our cosine law formulas that we would use to find either the side length or an angle. In this example, a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos A. And to find an angle, we would use cos A equals a squared minus b squared minus c squared divided by negative 2bc. Now, depending on which side length we're looking for, either a triangle with A, B, and C, we would use one of these to plug it in. Now, cosine law question. This is a question I would use if in our everyday life as in a distance. So Bella wants to know which hospital is closer to her house. Bella already knows the distance of hospital A. She already knows the hospital from hospital A to her house, from her house, which is 24 meters. She also knows the distance of both hospitals from each other. So the distance from both hospitals, hospital A, hospital B, is 21 meters. She also knows the angle that hospital A makes between hospital B and her house. Hospital A, the distance here from her house, and the angle that it makes is 43 degrees. Bella wants to know if hospital B is closer to her rather than hospital A. So we know the distance from hospital A to her house. We also know the distance from hospital A to hospital B, which is 21 meters. We also know the angle of reference, the angle that hospital A makes between hospital B and Bella's house. But Bella wants to know if rather hospital B is closer to her. So I label A, B, and C. And I have also labeled, well, no, not really, just A, the opposite side of A. So we're looking for side length A. When we're using side length A, if we're finding side length A, we go back to our cosine law formulas. To find an angle, we would use, to find the side length, we would use this formula. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos A, because we're looking for a side length. We're looking for, more specifically, side length A. So going back, this is our formula we would use, and we plug it in all numbers. A squared equals 24 squared plus 21 squared minus 224, 21 cos 43, our angle that was given. Plug it in, we get our number, but we're not done yet because we have a square root. A square, so we gotta square root it. Square root it and we plug it in, and this is our answer. Of course, if we round it down, A equals 16.7. So the distance from Bella's house to hospital B is 16.7 meters. Hospital B is closer to Bella's house compared to hospital A. Because why? Hospital A to Bella's house was 24 meters. Hospital B to Bella's house is 16.7 meters. So hospital B is way closer to Bella's house. Thank you, and this is the end of trigonometry and the relation it has to our everyday life. Thank you.